Hello friends, welcome back to the studio. I'm Beatrice Fedeli, and for today's video we're gonna be painting the first Christmas card of the season. It looks like you bought it in an expensive store, but let me tell you, it's beginner friendly. Get your watercolors and see how easy it is. Hello friends, welcome to the first Christmas project of the season. We're gonna be making a card, a very beginner friendly card that once it's done is gonna look like if it is 10 times more difficult than what it really is. It's a simple card with berries and leaves. We're gonna start by doing the berries, and for that I'm gonna start painting, getting my pearl red. I'm gonna have one brush with water and one with color, and the main thing to do here is to allow for a little, we go with the red and we allow a little highlight, a little unpainted part to show. So I put my red, I let a little bit of the white in the middle. I'm gonna do the same thing here, and then I'm gonna let another one right there in the middle. One good thing to do is sometimes to get a little variation, so we can also wet a little bit. So wherever that red goes into the berry, the dark part, like here, is gonna be darker, and then when it goes with the water, it will be lighter. And if not, you can just go and help it. So that we can have some variation, because that is always good. Or, this white is a little too much, so I'm trying to cover it up. Or another thing that you can do is go with a little bit of neutral tint into your red mix, so that you have it a little bit darker. And then that's another way that you go and spread it with water to get variation. And just like that, look how our berries, our winter berries, are appearing. Very simple, but very effective, because the berries being red really pop out, and then make the card happy and bright. So as you can see, I'm repeating the same technique, and all of them red, leave a little bit of white around it. It looks a little not so red, so let's just make it a little more round. I mean, they don't have to be perfect. They are not perfect in nature, so you can be a little, I mean, you have a lot of room right here for not being totally round. As a matter of fact, I would prefer that you don't make it totally round. Okay, so we are continuing painting our berries. As you can see, the technique is leaving a little small area, bigger or smaller, that's up to you. Unpainted, having a little bit of variation in the color. You can bring a little bit of water and have a couple berries that are a little bit lighter, or you can go in the other way, in the other direction, and bring a little bit of dark color and have some that are a little bit darker. Either way, these are very easy to make. These are one of those way of painting that is very rewarding, because with a little bit of effort, the results are amazing. It feels like you spend a lot of time making it. But because of that too, this is such a beginner friendly exercise or card. This is gonna be our last one of the bunch. Well, we're gonna put a couple dots over here because these are smaller. No need to be leaving anything, no white spots. All right, so we got our berries, and some of these ones we're gonna put like they are red, where they're coming from. We are starting with a green that is a little bit on the blue side. By that I mix sap green with a little bit of French Ultramarine, actually more French Ultramarine than sap green. So I'm dropping, I want it to be a little bit on the blue, but this is pretty light, so we're gonna darken a little bit. And as you can see, it's simple. We're gonna put some color in one, and maybe we drop a little bit on the other. Let's just start with a little bit more color on the tip. See, I go thin and then I flat my brush so we cover more of an area, and then we go back with the one that has more water, so it gives us some variation. Look how pretty now that we put in the blue. The reds are looking really popping. Again, let's just have maybe this part darker. And these Christmas cards are so rewarding because they are simple, especially these beginner friendly. Now this one is a little bit, I don't know if you noticed, there's a little bit more green. So while this is wet, I want to drop a little bit of that color right here too and let it blend by itself. Maybe we can put a little here and there. It started already to dry a little, so it's going to require that we blend it a bit. But this one, the blending is going to happen by itself. As I was saying, these cards, Christmas cards, I love to make them. I made them in the in-person classes, but I give them to my friends and family every year. You can do one or two things with them because they're very simple to do. So you can make one at a time. While I'm talking, I'm going to switch now to add more sap green to my mix because we're going to switch to make a different type of greenery. As I was saying, you can take one of these to the printer and then have many copies done. Print them in cardstock paper. So this one, like you can see, I put one in the middle and then I keep getting a few of these little ones. Let's just have some of the peeking out of there too. And the big one that is gonna come out here. Like I said, sometimes I do that, or sometimes I make 2 or 3 different designs. I know that some of my students like to do that. They do 2, 3 designs and then they make themselves like a variety. Like if you were buying a pack of cards, but instead of that, they're made by yourself. Some of my students make different ones. I mean, they don't give it for everybody, but say for example, they have 5, 6 special people in their life, they make them 5 or 6 originals, and then some of them they cut them, I mean they save them, get the inside out, and they frame it, and then for next Christmas they have been using it as decoration. So that's something else that you could do too. All right, so back to that color, and now we're gonna put some of that in between some of these leaves. And as you can see, I was talking, but as you can see, the leaf is just one kind of center, and then some of these coming out from out of there. Okay. And oh, we forgot to put these things like the flooring, these two. So let's just put a little stem coming from there onto here. And we got one of the corners of the card done and ready. All right, and now we're going to do the bottom of this very elegant and timeless Christmas card that we're making. These berries are going to be done exactly the same way as the ones we did up in the top, but the leaves, these are more of the holly leaves, so they are a little bit different. Another thing that we can do with the Christmas cards is you can make them blank and put whatever you want, write it down, or you can take it to a printer, like something close to your house. I don't know what you will have, and depending on where you're seeing me. And sometimes they have sentiments, they are already ready to print, and they can print them. When they print this in a stack paper, they can print them for you with whatever your message you want to add inside. All right, so as you can see, I just drop a little bit of the darker reds, and I'm gonna let these blend whatever they wanna be. Unfortunately, I had to wait for this to dry before I move these, but I can also put the other berries there, since I have it in the red in my, I have the red in my brush, so I can go ahead and do these ones real quick because they're far from that. I'll leave in a little bit of the white. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the white right here too. And everybody recognize what a berry is, Christmas berry, especially when they're with greenery. So you can have the luxury of not being absolutely precise. You see how beginner friendly this is? I know that in my in-class, in-person classes, even some people who started, I don't know, a month or two before Christmas, and then they have not had prior watercolor painting experience, they make them and they are very, very successful. So, okay, that's done. And we are with the same colors that we had for these ones, those bluey greenish. We are gonna bring them to do this type of leaves over here. So it's just same color, but a variation of more or less water into it. That is a little too green. Let's start putting a little bit more on the blue. So we have a second one right here, and it goes together and then thinner. Let's go back to making it a little bit more right here. And little, we are building this. We don't have to worry much about shadows or nothing. All we do is like drop a little bit dark, let it spread wherever it will. And if it's not helping, then you help it with a brush with only water. And that is enough variation to making it look good and pretty. So we got a couple more of those over here. All right, and now we're gonna have some of the same greenery of the ones that we were having there, which it is made with sap green and gold green. And then if we need to, we will add. So look what I'm doing. I'm making one line. Then this is very similar to how we were doing the trees, which the evergreen trees, which are also great to do Christmas cards, and we will do some with those as well. I'm gonna leave a card here in the top so that you guys can see it if you want to. Make it one line, then we start filling it up and the size. Some will go like this, some will start going a little bit higher, smaller or bigger, however you want to. And then after we did that one, I put a little bit of another one here. Now we can go ahead and start bringing a little bit of a darker color, like same but with more of the sap, and start filling this up so that we have different colors, and it makes this watercolor cards pop between the greens, the blues, and the reds, is making them really colorful and jolly. Okay, so this one, I make a count till there, and perhaps we can put, since it was going over there, let's just get a couple from here too. And we're ready to move on to the last of the berries. For this, we're gonna use our green gold, and we're gonna put it all the way here and half of the leaf. Okay, and this is basically green gold by itself. Drop it, because we want to have this a little bit kind of like in the wet and wet. When I put the darker colors here, we want them to mix. And now I'm gonna start moving on to the sap green, and I'm gonna start putting them a little bit here in the bottom, And next to it, while it's wet, so that I have blending happening. And then after, we don't want it obviously like that, so I'm gonna start bringing some like this, and then I'm gonna make it with some of the blues kind of there. I'm gonna finish it up. Okay, take my time to do these leaves of the berries are a little more pointy, so that's what we are trying to achieve here. And I just want these colors to blend. Is that good? No. So can we fix it? Yeah. How we doing it? By bringing the gold green onto it, so we have those but more subtle. All right. Very pretty. Still, I would like to get some of these darker. There it goes. Maybe a little bit thicker, but to the middle too. And we have a little bit of that color, a little bit of this color there. We should have some of that color here too. So drop some of that, and if it doesn't show, move it a little and it will show. And maybe we can do a little bit here as well. All right, move on to, since this is wet, I'm gonna go with this one because this leaf is not touching that. And then we'll come back to this other one. I think that for this, I'm gonna start with the greens, but maybe a little bit more blue. And because it has a lot of pointy things, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wet it ahead of time. So I'm gonna make this one in a wet on wet. Still very simple, but wet on wet design. You see, now when I drop, it gives me a little bit more time because it's wet to work on these tips. Okay, bringing it all the way close to the red. I'm gonna start switching to more of the gold green. And once again, because everything is wet, I got very nice and good blendings. And I'm just gonna switch here to the color that I started using at the bottom once again. All right, so very simple, very beautiful way to make a nice Christmas card that you can be proud of. These watercolor cards are really pretty because once again the colors make them all pop with each other and it makes them colorful and bright. All right, one more leaf to go. Okay, that one is dry and it's time for us to finish this card. I wet the center with water. I bring some of my gold green, easy peasy, because it's wet. When wet, the color is spreading nice and easily. Bring my dark color, the one that I did with the bronze, with the sap green and the French Ultramarine. Go dark here, closer to the berries. And if you wanted to, we could also bring a little bit of to this mix, add a little bit of the neutral tint and make it perhaps a little bit darker here so that we have a separation between this leaf and that other leaf. You don't have to, but if you want to, then it's nice to have to. All right, I'm picking some of those, bringing some of the darks onto the top so I have good variation. And Now I'm switching to my sap green by itself without mixing it with any blues. Let's bring some of that over here. And this, the berries leaves are very, they're done. All the colors push my darks a little bit too much out there, so I'm just pushing it, helping them come up. And I want to have a little light area here in the middle. So I bring the dark close to it, but I leave that I'm painting so our leaves kind of turn a little bit more. Okay. Okay, our easy beginner-friendly watercolor card is done. I just want to do one more thing. So these and these get tied up. I have a lot of this gold green, but in the bottom, but I don't have it in the top. So I'm gonna bring a few of it around here, and then only just for bringing it back together. Let's get some of those coming through. And lightly, just because I like my cards very bright. You can now finish this up one or two ways. You could bring, if you have one of those gold colors, or what I'm gonna do is use my red, and I'm gonna make kind of like a thin line. It doesn't have to be straight. And we're going to pretend that this goes all the way there. And then it comes to here. Let's switch to have a little bit of variation. Do a little bit of a different red. Don't want to go all the way to the end. And it's nice to go thinner, thicker, because it looks more handmade. And that is, at least that's what I'm aiming for. I don't want it to look, I mean, it could look like you bought it in the store, but you also want it to have the human touch, like it's been made by you, right? So, and we allow for that to happen by going thick, thinner. Oops, this is still a little bit wetter there, so be careful. And although I don't want to make a whole square, I feel like I would like to come a little bit over here. Say like this. These two are not the same. I'm going to bring a little bit of the dark. I just added some needle tint to my red. A little bit with red. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Now, you can do one or two things. You could leave this card like this, or you can put some calligraphy and put something in the middle. That's up to you. At the end, I decided to add a sentiment, but again, you saw how it was with or without it. It's up to you. You don't need to add it, but I thought it would be good for you to give an impression of how this classic berry and holly Christmas card will look if you add something to it. You can also get a print. They also send some little stamps where you can just go ahead and put it out there. It's up to you. I mean, it's your card, so make it your own. But I think that nevertheless, this is a timeless holiday card that is gorgeous, beautiful, and that I think that you should be proud to gift or to print or keep it for yourself, whatever it is that you decide to do. Anyway, let me know what you think about this project in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. I hope that you enjoyed this project. It looks like it is so difficult, but as you can see, it is easy and fast to make.